Today I want to try to answer many of the requests that we receive here at the company or through email or via phone or WhatsApp. That is, they ask us if it makes sense to install in their home a soundbar rather than an integrated audio system, which could be a system built in or simply made with some bookshelves. I can summarize that in most. In most cases, the soundbar is typically used and usually purchased when you want to improve. The audio of our television, the integrated audio system, is usually thought of beforehand. Typically, there is indeed a thought, there is definitely an attention towards a highly functional audio system. So let's also say to high performance even before, in the case of the built-in system, renovating the home. So it is a system that is designed together with the electrical system, water system for almost all the installations in the house. What is clear is that if your house is finished, furnished, painted, and you definitely want to improve the audio of your TV, the soundbar, we say, greatly, which is the simplest solution in terms of installation and practicality, the system. Built-in audio is indeed quite difficult to install, in the sense that you would also need to break the walls, in addition. To insert the cables, to insert the formwork that houses the speakers is obviously not very feasible. The soundbar has the advantage that it can be installed even later. It is usually placed under the TV, but some people put it on top. On average, it placed underneath because acoustically speaking, it is more likely to be, let's say, better aligned to the ear, placing it above the TV, and there might also be a aesthetic discourse which makes it easier to integrate it into the environment. The sound bar inside can have 2 channels, 5 channels, 7 channels, or even more, up to a pseudo Dolby Atmos, such as, and more. The 2-channel solution is indeed the simplest. The one for stereophonic listening is the one that is easily very simple. Let's say it gets closer to the concept of a traditional audio system. That is, I have the right speaker to the right of my TV, which is positioned exactly, and the left speaker to the left, more or less in the way it is currently constructed exactly. Standard stereo audio system. I'm talking about a standard stereo, but it would be a bit of a hybrid because we are talking in the field of audio and video. When we are discussing about 5.1 surround sound in a soundbar, there are the front channels. There is the right channel, the left channel, and the center channel, which are more or less in the position where they should be. However, it also includes the rear channels. Instead of being at the sides of the listener like a 5.1 audio system, they are positioned right in front of the viewer. They are generally always slightly tilted at an angle to take full advantage of the wall bounce precisely at the viewer's position to reach the ear from the back. Then there's a whole DSP system that creates delays. So from this pseudo surround effect that, however, can be appreciated on a few rare occasions and still remains effective in certain situations, the effect is very limited. That is, it's not like having the speakers behind, because if the sound bounces on the right or left walls, I could have a curtain on the right, so the sound. However, it significantly impacts the curtain, and most of the material might be absorbed if the curtain is quite substantial. On the other hand, I could have a glass, so it is completely reflected. So I definitely won't have a symmetrical image. There are software programs that then go to improve the situation through microphones that perform acoustic measurements. But let's say it's indeed a big compromise. There are many soundbars on the market, models and prices ranging from 100 euros to many thousands of euros. Also in our catalog, we have a model. The integrated audio system has the major disadvantage that it definitely needs to be planned in advance. So it should undoubtedly be considered while renovating the house and also while planning the electrical system. And the speakers need to be placed in the right spots. Unlike the soundbar, where I position the soundbar under the TV or above, the speakers are exactly in that position, regardless of the environment, regardless of the listening point, in any situation or location. In an integrated audio system, knowing in advance to carefully and thoroughly plan a high quality and efficient project of this type. So also decide the position of the sofa, the TV, all the elements of that environment. They go to place the speakers in the exact most suitable points for listening, ensuring that the right and left audio channels are perfectly balanced and the listening experience is optimal. Centrally, exactly where they need to be, both from an obviously aesthetic point of view, because of usually many people tend to make the right compromise between aesthetics and sound, both those in general and overall. Side and possibly rear ones, or even those in the case of Dolby Atmos. And here the involvement is total and utterly complete. It is total in every possible way. both from an acoustic perspective and from a visual perspective. Designed because the formwork needs to be installed, the corrugated pipes, cables pulled. Let's say it's much more challenging in terms of installation, but you can achieve significantly more completely different. The effect that can be achieved is very similar to what you can experience at the cinema. Obviously, it depends on the room, whether acoustic correction has been done or not, and the type of speaker, amplification, etc. Obviously, the entire chain from our TV or projector that up to the speaker, which is absolutely fundamental and essential for the overall success of the system. So to summarize, it's not that there's always a better or worse solution. Indeed, we actually have both as well. Indeed, actually. Because they are both valid solutions, it is obvious that if you are building a house, therefore you are still. During the design phase, an integrated audio system is often considered for all its advantages, such as I mentioned earlier, if you have been living in a house and definitely want to slightly improve the audio of your TV, let's say the soundbar is indeed a better and easier solution. For info, write to me in the comments. We will try to respond to your requests based on our expertise. Thank you and see you in the next video. See you soon.